Hey guys, up Sander making a brand new video for you guys. A new poll came out today, I think. Maybe it was yesterday, but let's vote. So I have an idea of what's going to be in this poll because I read the bot watch development blog, but I don't know for sure. Edgeville respawn point feature will be available on free-to-play style worlds. Um, yeah, I guess. I mean, if we have it on I don't know why it's not like that by default. I've always had kind of mixed feelings about this Edgeville respawn point. I kind of wish that we had Varrock PKing, where you could just go north of Varrock and PK with the little altar there and everything. It's kind of sad that it's all at Edgeville now. But I guess if we have it at Edgeville, we might as well have it on free to play. But I don't know. I voted no on the Edgeville respawn thing in the first place because I don't really like it. So I guess no. Reluctantly, I'm gonna say no. But it's like 51-49 because I don't like the Edgewell respawn point, but we have it now anyway. So why not have it on free to play? But I'm gonna vote no. If a player pays to activate the Edgewell respawn point, it'll be remembered so they don't have to they can toggle it on and off without paying more money. Yeah, definitely. If I'm gonna ever pay 5 mil for that, I don't want to change it to Camelot and then had to pay another 5 mil to change it back. That's like insane amount of money. 5 mil in '07. It's not easy to get. I mean, a lot of people's banks are worth more than 5 mil, but if you're just saying, okay, let's just pay 5 mil for this, it's like, whoa. Um, anyway, Ava's ammo saving effect will be made more powerful inside. They were talking about this in the development blog, I think. More powerful inside Castle Wars so that it protects ammo regardless of where it lands, regardless of what armor you're wearing. Um, I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't really see a problem with that. I mean, people should definitely be able to use range in Castle Wars, especially off the towers and stuff. I mean, I always use a crystal bow anyway, but I don't see a problem with this. And in game, I guess you could just before the Ava's accumulator, you just could pick up your arrows. But during Castle Wars, it's kind of time sensitive sometimes. So yeah, I'll vote yes for that. Players will be able to disable the price confirmation messages on the Lunar Plank Make spell. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. The game will remember your bang preference for swap, insert mode over logout. Um, uh, I have gotten really used to okay, I'm gonna put insert now and then, or now I'm gonna put swap. So I'm actually gonna vote no on that. A bit of controversial, I think, but no, I don't really like that. Oh yeah, this is a big one. This is a, I've been putting up with this shit for a long time. A right-click travel option will be added to the spirit trees Alkoi, Darrow, Wadar, and Lumdo. Darrow's travel option will not allow players to return to Apatol after completing his quest without claiming defense XP. Definitely yes on this one. The spirit trees, they're really useful in the beginning, in the very first few days of the game. Those were one of the things I rushed to get because they're very useful for travel. But you have to talk with the spirit tree every single time. You're like, okay, hey, what's up? You're like the spirit tree's like, hey, what's up? And it's like, what can you do? Oh, I can take you anywhere to the spirit trees. And then it's like, okay, which one do you want to? It's takes forever. So I'm definitely in favor of a little right click option there. Yeah, the message box that comes up when you click the Shanty Pass Bang Chest, especially if you're doing Calphite Queen, that's kind of fucking annoying. So yeah, I get rid of that. Players will be able to win fire capes in the fight cave even if they already have one. The attendant will buy unwanted fire capes for 8k total. Eh, like I like I don't know, the big thing with a lot of these questions is, do you want the game to be a more updated version of 2007, or do you want, it to be exactly how it was in 2007? And nothing's black and white, every one of these polls has a positive and a negative effect, every one of these questions rather. But it's kind of nice in '07, we're playing '07, and back then you could only have one fire cape. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with no on that. I kind of don't mind it how it is, and that's how it was in '07. Players will be able to refill water skins directly at a water source. Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, it's not too big of a deal. Okay, so now we have some, anti-lure questions, I guess. And this is the big thing. Like a couple years ago, was they updated the items kept on death, like in the regular RuneScape before this O7 idea even came about. And essentially, what they said is, okay, well, instead of having your items kept on death based on alch value, we're going to have them based on like GE value, so what they're actually worth. And then they later had the thing where you can just choose what items you want to keep. But before that, it's funny because like there's some like good videos like Bounty Hunter. Someone gets like a dragon halberd drop and they'll lose like claws or something like that. There's a lot of like crazy shit like that. But it was like kind of funny and it's like kind of cool when you kill someone and they keep like a Torag's plate body and then you get their whip. So I don't know. I kind of like it how it is, and it's kind of more tough in O7. You got to be careful what you're bringing. Like a lot of my Slayer tasks, like when I would die and it's like say it's like a Gargoyles task where you need high defense. Like I would keep like the Dragon Square Shield, Torag's plate body, and Verax plate skirt, and you lose like Fury, Whip, Fire Cape, all that like expensive shit. So it's like kind of risky, but like, if someone dies and you get to loot all their shit, it's like, holy shit, this is amazing. But yeah. Anyway, the Entrana monks will forbid players take, I guess, okay, I should read it. The Entrana monks will forbid players from taking gnome balls to Entrana. I don't know. I think people definitely like to play gnome ball on Entrana, so I'm going to vote no on that. Um, I think that's to something with the rune crafting people, where you can go and craft law runes on Entrana. I think it's good for bots to fuck them up. So yeah, I mean, I guess it fucks up the real rune crafters too. But I don't see. I mean, how many people are actually going with gnome balls and throwing them at rune crafters? And can you even get that many gnome balls? Like, could you really go there with like full inventory gnome balls? I don't really remember how to get a gnome ball, but I think it's pretty easy, but I don't know if you can get a lot of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can get like 1,000 of them in your bank. I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling someday I'll want to play gnome ball on Entrana, or at least like play catch on Entrana. Um, I don't know how to pronounce that, by the way. I never knew. I think it's just Entrana, but might be Entrana. No, it's Entrana sounds right. The default price of Abyssal Whips will be increased so that they are protected over dragon battle axes on death. The alchemy spells will no longer work on the whip. That's another thing, like I was saying, like, how far do we really want to go with modernizing the game compared to just keeping it classic? Like, people really wanted, like, a 2006 version of the game. That's, like, ancient. That had, like, a lot of things that were even more annoying than 2007. Like even, like, going towards classic annoying. Classic is like impossible to play. That game really hasn't aged well, but 2007 is already a little bit better, and I don't like kind of updating it to make it more like EOC. So no on that, and I guess the alchemy spell thing on the whip. I mean, that's just so people don't fuck up. But it is kind of funny when your friend gives you like, FFS, dude, I just alched my whip. Whips aren't worth that much anymore. I mean, they're worth a decent amount, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. And it's fun like watching those videos where it's like someone gives the person like 4 dragon battle axes and they're like, okay, thanks. And they kill them in the wilderness and they get the whip. Even then you get the dragon battle axes, so you don't lose too much. Glory amulets will be increased so they're protected over rune plate bodies on death. Alchemy spells no longer work on amulets. That's the same thing. I'm going to vote no on that. The default prices of the Waterbirth Island rings will be increased so they're protected over skill capes and Temple Knight hauberks on death. The alchemy spells won't work on the rings. So that's like the Waterbirth Island rings are, I guess they're talking about like their Archer's ring, Warrior's ring, Berserker ring, and Seer's ring. And that's pretty much the same thing. Like, it makes those items, it actually is really big on the economy when people lose those items, Because like the whole thing, like say you go Darox King and you go without a skull, but you get smited, so you keep 3 items. Then you got to buy back your helmet, and the helmet's the most expensive just because of that reason, because people have to buy it back. It is shitty defensive stats compared to like a Torag's helmet, but it's because you lose it, it actually makes it more expensive and it's a better investment. So again, no on that. I want, especially if I do Dagonoth King sometime, I want to get my money's worth. Okay, this one's a little more interesting. The default prices of Rune Defenders, Fire Capes, and Penance items will be increased so that they are protected over Rune Armor. The alchemy spells will no longer work on the affected items. Yeah, it's a similar thing. But the thing about these things is that you can run back and pick them up. So it's really not that interesting. And I guess that's for Berserker Pures, but I'm not a Berserker Pure, so I'm going to vote no. Again, I think this is, I'm voting pretty controversially here, but we'll check out what other people said. Alright, so let's check out what everyone voted. Edge will respawn point on free-to-play worlds. Yeah, people voted for that. A good 3K votes, which is surprisingly not a lot. The Edgeville respawn point money thing, yeah, people definitely want that, which is good. The Castle Wars stuff that's going through. A lot of Castle Wars related updates in the past few polls. The price confirmation message, yes. This is another thing I voted no for. I was kind of debating over it, but people do definitely want that, and that's not too big of a deal. The right-click options, definitely. The bank message, the little it's just so annoying. I'm glad they're getting rid of that. People definitely do want to have multiple fire capes, so there we go. But it looks like there is a bit of a movement to play Gnome Ball on Entrana, so people agree with me on that. And we have this not looking like it's going to pass. The default price of Abyssal Whips are protected, but it's up there. It could change certainly, but when it's 68%, it's tough to get an extra 7% because more people are going to still come here and vote no. And the other ones, people aren't quite voting yes either. These are doing even worse. And then this one is definitely a toss-up, 74%. The default prices of Rune Defenders, all the untradeable stuff will be increased. 74%. At this rate, I guess it's more likely not to pass than to pass, but anything could happen. So yeah, that's pretty much the poll number 7. Of course, I recommend whatever you guys, let me know your feedback. I know people probably definitely have different opinions than me, so leave me a comment. I love reading them. Leave me a like if you, I guess, support Old School RuneScape. Gotta think of a new thing to say for that. And subscribe if you haven't already. So definitely check out the new poll. Vote in it. Let your little opinion be heard. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a future video. See you guys soon.